welcome back to Ring Takes here. I'm Daniel. Of course, I'm going to be joined by Brian and Lewis here as we finally cover. I've been waiting. We've all been waiting a long time for this. Drew McIntyre is the WWE Champion. We're going to be covering that, SmackDown, some call-ups that happened, and then head to the Raw side where some suspensions and a great match happened, and setting up for next week in London as well. So stay tuned. All right, we are here, episode 134, of course, with Brian and Lewis, as always. Thank you guys for making time, and we're doing this thing. But I got some great news. We have a new WWE champion. It's finally happened, folks. It's finally happened. Drew McIntyre is officially the new WWE champion after a 3 stages of hell match with Cody Rhodes and a little help from a returning source in Jacob Fatu. What did you guys think of this match and Drew McIntyre finally becoming WWE champion?
It's about goddamn time.
For the last calendar year, I like to say that we've been for the most part been very negative on WWE for the booking. And just a lot of negative things. And this, for once, to start off the year, this is something positive to talk about because there's nothing negative about Drew finally winning the title. What was the stat that I had stated in regards to Drew and title? What was he, 1-13 in his last 14 title attempts? Whatever the stat was that I reiterated the last time we talked about this. It's just. When you hear that stat, it's just that you never thought, you kind of were losing hope that they were finally going to put the title on him. I mean, we were labeling Drew McIntyre pretty much a loser all of last year. I think we were labeling him a loser in 2024. We had no positive words for Drew McIntyre. And to finally see him capture that brass ring and become WWE champion, like Lewis said, it's about damn time. It's a long time coming. There's so much positivity that came out of this match. First of all, it was the first 3 stages of hell match that had occurred in such a long time, and this is the reason why I like when WWE does stuff like this. Again, only using certain matches when the feuds call for them. We talked about 2 years ago with Hell in a Cell with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, and how personal that feud was, and how Hell in a Cell was the perfect climax for it. And you see Drew and Cody, even though we've all agreed that Drew would have won the title at WrestlePalooza, and they kind of were like dragging this thing along. I mean, the only reason why there was such disinterest in it is because we all felt at the end of the day, with WrestleMania coming up and the Royal Rumble right around the corner, they wouldn't do such a huge title change, and that Cody was going to be champion going into WrestleMania. But to see that they threw this curveball at everybody, and now that Drew is the champion, they just made SmackDown 10 times as more interesting. Now you have this. I know we're gonna get into it. The tournament that they announced for her new number 1 contender, and now you're gonna be asking the question. Okay, where does Cody go as a result of this? Jacob Fatu, his involvement in the main event. Where is he gonna be? Where is he gonna factor in? I mean, there's just so much good to talk about. But the match itself was a very, very entertaining match. I kind of the final fall, the steel cage match. I mean, the back and forth between both guys. I mean, you could definitely see that the chemistry that had been built up over the months of matches that they had between one another. But at the end of the day, I love the fact that they did use Jacob Fatu, and I think he was somebody that a lot of us have been like clamoring for. I mean, when the report that came out that he was out for that time because of the dental work, we were all just hoping that like he would be back in like 2 or 3 weeks or so. And then when he wasn't around, everyone was asking the question, "Where's Jacob Fatu?" So now that he's back and he's still factored into the main event, they still found a way to kind of wiggle in and out of that story to still involve him in that story, because people forget he was feuding with Drew McIntyre before the injury occurred. So I'm glad that he's still going to be featured in the main event. But this is a great thing, man. This opens up so many paths as far as stories go, because now you got a probably one of the top heels in the company with their world title. We've always agreed. I think Daniel, you said it better than anybody. Is that it's always better when the baby faces are chasing the heel, because it makes for a better story in the end. So with Drew being on top, like I said, it opens up so many paths for so many opportunities for so many other guys. I'm just glad that we finally got Drew as champion. Should have happened a hell of a lot sooner, but let me just be positive and just be happy we got it now.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, I was one that, when I saw the person come out, I was like, oh no, he's just going to screw Drew, and here we go again. I don't know. I mean, I'm happy that Jacob's back, but honestly, I would have liked to have seen a clean finish. I get they probably did it for the sake of storylines, and I hope this isn't just a recycled Jade Naomi situation where we think it's Drew and it's actually Cody, and it's like, but he beat the crap out of both of them, so it's like, is it clearly just Cody? But I don't know. I guess I'm a little curious to see how they're gonna form that story. I'm not gonna. I did think it did take away from Drew's win just a little bit, but again, I mean, we all know with these stipulation matches, and there are no disqualifications, that anything can happen, and whatever happens. But I think just for me, my only gripe is I think I would have liked to have seen, just because of all the times Drew has lost. He's lost so many times, and it's like, I think he deserved a clean win, but whatever. He's champion, and goddamn it, finally we got that. I think I'm just more curious like Brian said, this does open up for a lot of stories, a lot of different matches. Does this change? I mean, I don't think whatever they have planned for Mania, I'm sure is probably still going to go into effect, but I really hope this is not a short title reign for Drew, because I think it might. I mean, he's already had one of the shortest reigns ever when he got cashed in. So I really hope this isn't just like till Elimination Chamber and then he loses it, or even
that's
if it's
the thing
just
that,
until Mania and he loses. I'm like that.
That's the thing I was going to ask. What's
that.
the chances of him walking into Mania as champion?
Honestly, to me, it's 50-50. I feel like it's very 50-50, just because you have, even in the commercials for WrestleMania, he's not in it. It's literally Punk,
he's not on the poster.
Roman.
Sadly.
So it's like, are we really expecting him being champion all the way to Mania? I hope so, but that could also change as the flip of a dime. So, but definitely happy. Like Brian said too, it's crazy how I feel like I don't even remember. I know they said it during the match, but when was the last time they did it 3 stages as hell? I even remember in probably one of the SmackDown versus Raw games seeing that as a stipulation, like picking 3 stages of hell. Probably the longest damn match like you could do in the damn game. But I was definitely happy with the whole outcome, and I thought they did really, really well. And it was hard hitting, it was crazy, and to still keep going after that as well on that European tour is crazy that they are still able to keep going, especially after a match like that. So congrats to Drew.
Yeah, congrats to Drew McIntyre. It's been a long time coming. I have on this show called him a loser, just because of the results of his matches. Either he was getting screwed or he just wasn't winning. He was losing clean. All the stuff happening for him. To be able to win it overseas, I think that's a nice touch, because he was supposed to win it at Clash of the Castle. I think that was back in 2022. Didn't happen in front of his hometown. I think he was only 40 miles or 80 miles away from his hometown at the time and stuff like that. So to see him win the title, and then after that to be able to carry it to Scotland and actually show his family and his people, his home country, hey, I won the championship, and actually be able to do that, that's the feel-good story of all this. Even though he's a heel, even though he's been conniving, he's been an asshole, all the work that he's been doing in promos, hanging tough, always being available, finally paid off, and now he's WWE champion. As for the match, again, the 3 stages of hell match, I don't remember the last one, but I always remember the one Stone Cold and Triple H did at No Way Out 2001. HBK and Triple H did one as well. I believe it was Armageddon. I want to say 2003 or some time ago. But it's just awesome to see those type of stipulations because what have we been getting? Hell in the Cell, Elimination Chamber, ladder match. You rarely get these last man standing. I remember last man standing matches. I remember the one with Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman and stuff like that. There's been those things, and KO and Roman Reigns have done it as well. But just to get this type of stipulation was nice on SmackDown. You thought this would be a pay-per-view, PLE type of match, and it was. And just kudos to both those guys. Again, Cody Rhodes putting on a great performance, and that's the one thing I've said with Cody Rhodes. This has probably been the best feud during his championship run. My only question with the whole thing is if they did this at WrestlePalooza, how much more heat this would have had going into now. If they did it now and they had a series over the heading into War Games, and then heading out of War Games, and then having this match to be the blow off or such, I think it would have just added a lot more. But to see Drew win the title was awesome. To see Jacob Fatu get involved, I was thinking that maybe he'll get a title shot. But then with the tournament announced, they didn't have him in it, right? Like, they didn't have him. Cody's not in it. So that's where I was kind of like raising the eyebrow. Like, wouldn't Cody get a rematch? You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't that be the natural course of things? If that happens at Saturday night's main event as well, if that's a possible match that they're going to throw in there, because there's still time before then, or maybe a triple threat at Saturday night's main event. Is what I'm thinking.
I think I'm thinking along the same lines. Either if not a triple threat between the three, then they definitely pivot to go to Cody and Jacob 1-on-1. Which anytime Cody's in a situation like that, when he's in one of these side quest feuds, and then you look at who he's up against, and it's Jacob Fatu, and you're just like, okay, this guy just came back from his injury. Jacob needs to look strong, but then you got Cody over here as the franchise of the company. So you don't
quarterback.
So it's a situation where neither guy can really look bad, but Jacob Fatu needs it more. So you would think if it's Jacob and Cody, then Jacob needs to go over. But again, Cody is the franchise. Gotta protect the face of the brand. So.
And I think that's why they did that type. Excuse me. I think that's why they did that type of finish, is to protect Cody and then saying, hey, like, Drew didn't beat him straight up. Like, Drew's already a heel. He's already conniving. He's probably not going to get the clean win in that one. So to weasel their way out of that one, I think is a nice touch on it. But it's definitely interesting because it's like now Jacob is inserted into the main event picture. And all I'm hoping for is that he doesn't get sucked into the solo MFT vortex like those guys probably cost him the title or costing him an opportunity or something like that, where he can probably get a chance here. But it's just so close. This is where I wish they did it earlier, because it's so close to WrestleMania. It's like, where are we going to fit Jacob Fatu? Is Drew going to hold on to the title? You figure Cody Rhodes would be back in that spot, but
I just wanted to say, I don't ever want to see Jacob Fatu mixing it up with the Bloodline and Solo ever again. That match that they had at that
it's
SummerSlam.
Gonna happen.
That match they had this past summer at SummerSlam, that steel cage match that was so underwhelming and so important and so poorly done. That right there should have been a signal that, okay, we don't need Jacob mixing up with these guys anymore. Like it's done. The story is
also a very big lack of build in that match. Like,
there's a way to do it properly. I don't think they did that.
Hadn't like Solo dropped like the title like 2
he
weeks
had
prior
lost it by then.
he lost it by then. Yeah,
it was like super like out of nowhere, and we're like, okay, he's clearly not going to lose his match, and it was just like.
It was bad. It was bad for the most part, but just like that, it just has me wondering. To talk about the tournament, it's going to be on SmackDown January 16th, which is this Friday. I believe it's in. I can't remember where it's at. I'm not going to act like I remember. It's going to be Randy Orton versus The Miz, Matt Cardona versus Trick Williams, Damian Priest versus Solo, Sami Zayn versus Ilya Dragunov. So. We're getting a repeat of the United States title match. We're getting two guys that have been booked pretty strong, Solo and Damian, going up against each other. We got the returning Matt Cardona, formerly known as Zack Ryder, to SmackDown, but he's going up against the newest call-up, Trick Williams, who we'll talk about in a minute. And then we got Randy Orton versus The Miz, which is a callback to what, 2010?
Yeah.
They keep playing the hits, right? WWE.
When Miz cashed the Money in the Bank, shit, that's ages ago.
Yeah,
it's
so
funny. I think I saw like the last time like Miz hasn't won a match in like, I don't know, like 23 months or something like that, or whatever. In the last 23 matches he's had like one win or something.
He's on the status of like the Brooklyn Brawler.
He's there to do a specific job, I guess. Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, I understand his position. I'm pretty sure he's like, whatever, I'm on TV, I'm entertaining, whatever the case may be. But that's why I didn't like the whole Mello pairing, because it was like, this guy hasn't won in so long. What is this doing? But the winner of those four matches go on the Saturday Night's Main Event for another 4-way to see who challenges right now Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble. So I like that setup. It's actually a tournament. We're going to get some guys on TV and probably have some pretty good matches. I'm pretty sure that, especially with the overseas stuff, that's going to be awesome. So definitely looking forward to that. Let's keep moving on to the start of the show on SmackDown. We had Randy Orton come out and basically state his intentions, but then Trick Williams, who debuted last week on SmackDown, came out and confronted Randy. What did you guys think about this interaction between these two? The Miz coming out randomly as well. But what did you guys make of this interaction? Kind of the old guard versus the new guard. So contrasting of, what am I trying to say? Battle of the ages, I should say, between these two. What did you guys make of it?
No, it was very interesting, because this is actually one of those situations where, you got the old guard and the new guard, but in this case, and this is no disrespect to Randy Orton, because he's a legend, and his mic work has always been solid. But this is one of those equations where the new guy has better mic skills than the old guard. So when someone, I know. No, I'm gonna say it. No, Trick Williams is better on the mic than Randy Orton. I'm sorry. Trick Williams is more charismatic than Randy Orton. I can say that. Right. But
I don't think so.
You guys don't think so?
No. I give it that Trick Williams is the shiny new toy, and he has found his voice. I will give him that.
From NXT,
Yeah, I feel like for a while he was kind of like, just like saying things there, but now he definitely has the confidence. Now that he's had his like heel run. I like the lemon pepper stepper line. I think, the way he talks in kind of like the third person and all that stuff, like, Trick Williams is here, Trick Williams, Hollywood, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's almost kind of rock-ish, but it works for him, and I mean, I can see where he's also trying to shoot his best shot while he can, especially in front of somebody like Randy. Randy at this point doesn't need to prove anything. He has everything to prove. So, I mean, I can see where Brian would say, like, he's showing a lot of charisma and swagger because he has to. Randy doesn't even really need to try, but to say he's
I think
he's
with
got
Randy
mic skills, I doubt it, but
I think with Randy, we kind of already know what he's going to say, and he kind of sticks to that. Like, we know what we're going to get from Randy, but seeing Trick in that element.
He's just having fun at this point.
Yeah, but seeing Trick in that element, it's kind of like a new, fresh element. I think even for Sami Zayn last week and for Randy this week, it's a good thing for them, because even if that's going to be a rivalry or those guys going to go back and forth at some point, at least it's something new for both those guys, right? Like, these guys had been in Cody Rhodes' story, Roman Reigns' story. It's been the same thing for those guys. So Trick Williams does give them a different dimension and something to bounce back and forth off. So I think this is something that's good for those guys as well. That's my way of looking at it. To say Trick Williams is better than Randy Orton on the mic, I'll say they're both impressive. I just know what I'm going to get from Randy in his promos until we get either a heel Randy Orton or a sadistic Randy Orton or something like where we actually see
Randy.
We actually see him chasing the title. I think that's something that we're going to not get until those points. So, but kudos to Trick Williams. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I was just saying, a funny part during this segment with when Trick knocked the microphone out of Randy Orton's hand.
Yes.
I guess apparently that microphone hit somebody in the crowd because they both looked over and Trick was like, "Oh shit."
Yes.
Yeah, so I thought that was funny. Actually, I had to look at that clip a couple of times, man. It had me in tears because how Trick was out of character for a second, and then he had to lock back in. But obviously you love segments like this because it kind of shows you who they're high on and which talent they feel as though is the future, and which talent they feel as though can be big for them down the line. So you love to see Trick Williams mixing it up with a Randy Orton or an established veteran. I mean, Randy Orton. This is nothing new for Randy Orton. Did the exact same thing with Javon Evans months ago. So yeah, you love to see that interaction, and you can only think that when that segment was done and they both were behind the curtain, that probably Randy Orton was giving him even more tips about his presence on camera, maybe telling him about his delivery, or maybe he was just telling him giving him positive advice, just saying you good, your mic skills and everything, you already got it, bro. Just keep moving forward, so you can you can only imagine how good that is for Trick Williams.
Yeah, for sure. And Trick is definitely coming in hot, and he's definitely like he even said, Dan, that him just mixing it up with Sammy now, Randy, is definitely highlighting his skill and just showing him off in a better light. So
it's gonna be interesting because we've seen these older guys, Roman with Javon Evans, Undertaker with Javon Evans. I think Randy Orton even with Javon Evans. We're seeing these guys kind of mix and match more a little bit even behind the stage, and I think that's something that's good going forward because it gives kind of the stamp of approval towards those guys to people because not everybody watches NXT. They might see the clips on Instagram and stuff like that, but they haven't gotten the full version of Trick Williams and stuff like that. So to see these guys go out and be able to hang with these older guys, I think it's a good thing for all those guys involved. And Trick Williams defeated Rey Fenix in a match after that, which was pretty good between those two. I wish Rey Fenix would get a little bit more shine on SmackDown, but we'll see what that brings. Hopefully, maybe even an open challenge. I would love to see that. If he can get that opportunity and such. But
before we continue, I just want since you just mentioned Rey Fenix, at this point, when you see what they're doing on Monday Night Raw with Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, and all of them teaming up to go against Division, why not put Rey Fenix, make Rey Fenix a part of that now at this point? I mean,
because he needs to stand alone, Brian.
Yeah.
The portal isn't open, Brian. That's why.
Yep.
Being over there on Raw is a lot better than what he's doing right now.
Yeah,
at least
absolutely.
Factor into a story.
We said it before. If they weren't going to push Penta to win the IC title, which I think he should, but they kind of burned that bridge tremendously with Dom and stuff like that. But if he's not going to do that, put him in the tag team right now. Just put him.
I would love to see an Usos versus Lucha Brothers tag team match.
For sure.
That should be your WrestleMania tag team.
Yes.
Match.
Yeah, it really should.
Just do it.
Those guys as healthy as you can, and that would actually be very smart.
WWE, if you're listening.
It's right there. It tells itself. You don't even have to tell that much story, bro. Just present both teams, do video packages, doing the highlights of both teams throughout their whole career. They maybe have one in-ring segment with both of them, and then you're good.
I do want to highlight, though, I do like how, just off this episode, how they're showing people hey, what are you doing? Go take your shot. Out of nowhere, you got Otis and Tozawa, and Maxine's you guys need to go do your thing. You guys need to start being serious. And they're you know what? Yeah. I know it's it's probably not gonna go anywhere, but I like how they did that with them, and then you're seeing that with Finn right now, and it's are we actually pushing people? Are we actually trying to highlight more people? That's what I want to see is the new matchups.
I don't
even
know.
If it's not gonna go anywhere.
I know that I've read recently that they changed creative teams or whatever the case may be. But remember, there was the focus of when it first went to Netflix and stuff like that, and the PLEs and stuff like that. There was this sports entertainment feel that they were showing all the people walking to the back and how just a different feel to the product, the presentation, and then it kind of just fell flat. Like, okay, this is just normal now. With that type of stuff, it gets into the backstage, and I know they're using Jackie Redmond a lot on Raw, but in a sense that these things are good because you have to show that these guys that are on TV week to week are just fighting for something, not some stupid thing happening backstage or anything like that. So to see Otis and Tozawa focusing on the tag champs and Jey Uso kind of be like, you guys want a shot? Like, what? I wasn't talking about you guys. Like, that adds an element because now it's like, hey, you weren't thinking about us? And then the series of Otis and Tozawa, like this is something that even with these guys that are comedy or not in the mid card or don't really have a direction, and it at least shows that they're actually driven towards something rather than just nothing week to week, right? Like it gives them some type of direction. So to see that, I think is a good thing. Anything else you guys wanted to add on that one, or I can keep moving on? Good segment for Trick Williams. Good segment for Trick Williams. For sure. So that's the main thing. Let's keep moving on here to Jordynne Grace is officially a part of the SmackDown roster, getting signed there on SmackDown with Nick Aldis and having her first match against Alba Fire. What did you guys make of her debut finally on the SmackDown roster and the potential showdown with WWE Women's Champion Jade afterwards? Mm-hmm.
Well, Louis, you want to take this one first?
I think I was going to bring up a little, I was like, it's funny how someone gets their contract signing on TV and others don't. But I don't want to go down that path. But I mean, I am a Jordynne Grace fan. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's great that she's already having a face off with Jade.
She's already getting called up. That's the thing I'm looking at.
Essentially. Remind me real quick. She didn't have a match though, right? She just signed with Nick Aldis. And
no, she defeated Alba Fire, so she did have a matchup out there. It was a quick one.
Yes, she did. She did. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I almost forgot all about that. Yeah, no, she actually did look really good in the ring. I feel like, again, kind of like you mentioned, not everybody watches NXT, not everybody watches TNA, but there are those who have and know what Jordynne Grace is about, and she knows what she can do. She's a powerhouse. She's always been a powerhouse. And she's definitely, she might not have the stature, but she has the strength. And I think that's going to clash well with Jade, clash well with others. And she could have a nice, long, dominant performance and be catapulted as well, If they do it right, she could be like, Jade's probably like toughest opponents,
Yes.
And I hope they build it so. And I only hope that they have good chemistry and it makes it work.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Jade has been champion. I feel like we haven't even seen her at all. Mm-hmm. I don't know what is going on with this whole situation, and it's like, we went through all this to get her to be champ, and now she's like barely highlighted. She just cuts these little promos here and there, like, everybody's on notice. But it's like, give her squash matches. I mean, I know she's.
They were doing that with BFAB.
Me too. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was just about to
but those injuries that's not helping. So they need to prop her up, give her opponent. Like, she needs to be a weekly thing on SmackDown. And you've said it. Like, I don't know what is going on with the women's division on SmackDown, but I mean, hopefully this will give it a surcharge that it needs, So, but she definitely had a great showing, and glad that she had that face-to-face with Jade.
Yeah. So, I was one of the people who felt that when Stephanie Vaquer and Julia came to the main roster, that Jordynne Grace should have followed them. She should have been on the main roster a hell of a lot sooner. While I understand that, like, obviously you don't want to bring up too many people all up at once, especially during that time. I just felt that like that with the experience that she had in TNA, being well, knockouts champion, that I felt that like NXT she probably only needed to do like two or 3 months, but I think she ended up doing like 6 or 7. For those fans who do watch NXT and TNA, this is for us. This is actually one of those situations where like, if she is being fast tracked against Jade Cargo, you're not necessarily going to be looking at it negatively and saying that she's not ready. For the fans who did watch her in TNA, who did watch her in NXT, you can clearly see like you can see that she's somebody that you could put the title on and build a whole division around. They did that very very well with her in TNA. I mean, I remember watching a couple of highlight videos of like promo packages she did and other stories that she had in TNA. And like at one point in time, she was the face of the Knockouts division over there. They really built the division around her. So you could think that now, obviously, with WWE as compared to TNA, what they could do with Jordynne Grace. Now I agree with Lewis. I do wish that we were getting a lot more with Jade Cargo right now. I mean, she literally won the title at that Saturday Night's Main Event against Tiffany Stratton, and we haven't really seen her do much of anything. And primarily that reason is because the two people she was supposed to be feuding with, she took out during the live event. Knee chin shoulder, B-fab, concussion. Like people who she was that was her first feud, as ridiculous as that may sound. Like that was going to be Michin and B-Fab.
I was fine if Michin got it, because she's somebody that's experienced, been around for a while, has had some good matches on SmackDown. So it was like, oh, is this a way to get her to shine and then have Jade work with somebody with some experience to get her work rate up? I think that was the thing, but
yeah. From an experience standpoint, I 100% agree. But when you look at how Michin has been booked, I mean, she's literally gets the same reaction that Julia gets when she comes out. Like no reaction at all. I mean, people really don't care. And again, exactly. And they both fall under the same category of women who are so immensely talented that you wish that the crowd would care more about them. But at the end of the day, it's the booking that comes down to that. But as far as Jordynne Grace goes, she had a great showing against Alba Fire. If they are going in this direction, fast tracking her into the main event, I don't see an issue with it at all. Chemistry is going to be a thing though with her and Jade. I think chemistry has been an issue with a lot of people that Jade has been matched up with in this run. We definitely hope that they can get it together and have a good feud if they're going in this direction. So very happy.
Great that she's on SmackDown. Love that she's on the main roster. I feel like SmackDown, there's been this void, right? Because Lash and Nia are in a tag team. Charlotte and Alexa are in a tag team. We'll talk about Alexa in a minute. Just looking at it was just like this void. And I know Bianca Belair is on the way at some point, but it's just like there was just this void. And probably the best way they can use somebody like that with Jordynne Grace, who's impressive in stature. We've seen her at the Royal Rumble. Like everybody was impressed by her. Me and my girlfriend went to NXT Heatwave, and when she saw Jordynne Grace, she was like, "Who's that?" She stood out, right? And my girl doesn't watch wrestling at all, so to see that whole point and see her stand out like that is definitely a plus for SmackDown right now in a division where, unfortunately, injuries to B-Fab and Meacham, who were getting those opportunities, Jordynne Grace fits that void perfectly, right? And all we're hoping for is that, I don't even know when that match is going to take place, but it should take, if I was them, I'll do it at Saturday Night's Main Event or the Royal Rumble, whatever the case may be. But maybe give him a little bit more time to get some work rate in and build the feud. Maybe that's what it is. But looking at that, it will be I hope it's a great match. I think it's something that Jordynne Grace can really get that main extreme exposure that she desperately needs, because it's like, even though we know her and maybe the wrestling world knows her, maybe not the whole outside world knows who she is. So hopefully this is a good way to showcase her. Maybe it's a way for Jay to step up as well. But I'm glad that she is on the SmackDown roster and making an impact. Hopefully we can continue to get that there soon. Other things on SmackDown, Julia defeated Alexa Bliss to retain her United States title. Lash Legend and Nia Jax came out and helped her get the win. At least Julia's getting the win. I guess that's what it is. And Alexa Bliss is, I guess, targeting some gold at some point. Maybe that's as a side mission. I don't know if it was just for the overseas tour or whatever the case may be, but maybe Alexa Bliss getting in some title contention. Maybe even Charlotte going into the world title picture. Maybe a Jade and Charlotte showdown. I wouldn't be mad at. The MFT defeated the Wyatt Six. The Wyatt Six got a good ovation over there. From the crowd over there in was it Germany? So that was good for them to see them get that type of shine and light and actually get the crowd behind them to that level. They ended up picking up the win. Obviously, Solo grabbed the lantern of Bray Wyatt and distracted Uncle Howdy just enough to help his team get the win. So MFT picking up the win. I don't know if obviously I think at some point we're going to get Uncle Howdy versus Solo, right? Like that has to happen at some point. Maybe in some cinematic match or something if they bring that back, or maybe just a type of match. Maybe they'll dive into that. We'll see what happens with that. It's been going on for so long. I argued with people.
But in a way, like the rest of their tag team division has pretty much been put on hold for this feud. Like I saw a post the other day about the Motor City Machine Guns on how were working. They're actually going to be working in AAA for their upcoming show or whatnot. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, damn, this was a team that were like they literally inside a month when they debuted, they were tag team champions. What happened to the
They had that ladder match with the Street Profits. Yeah. Was it after WrestleMania?
With everybody.
Before?
Yeah, that was at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the one in April. The one, like the triple threat tag team, man. Wasn't it the Wyatt Six, Motor City Machine Guns, and Street Profits?
Wasn't that a Mania?
No, they didn't get the Mania card. They didn't get that at Mania.
What was the ladder match? I thought that was at Mania, or no? Or am I thinking SummerSlam?
Yeah. I could have known. They did have a ladder match at SummerSlam with all those teams. It was the Wyatt Six.
It was Street Profits. My bad. It was Street Profits.
Yeah,
DIY. Yeah, that's what it was.
That was Andrade's last WWE appearance. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Like I don't get why they haven't boosted that. I don't.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, that's also what's cut out the rest of the tag teams. I mean, you had, there was Andrade Phoenix, then you had Street Profits, then you had DIY, and then you look, they've taken off most of those teams. People have left. Tommaso Ciampa's leaving. Andrade's out, so it's like half. I feel like half that tag team division kind of got cut.
You still got the Motor City Machine Guns. You got the Wyatt Six. You got the MFTs. You got the Street Profits if they return. Just build it around those four.
No,
you're going to 3 hours.
You're going to 3 hours. And not even really building a big story with this whole MFT Wyatt Six. It's just like they're just back and forth.
Fighting just because.
Fighting back and forth. No.
Yeah.
And everybody knows. And everybody knows it's just because they're factions.
And you also got Fraxium as well. You got Fraxium right there.
Scene. I would rather see Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne as a tag team. We'll get to that on the Raw side.
You don't like Bravo and whatever the name of the other one is?
Sad. So sad.
Yeah.
What have they done to the... what was his name? The Beast... the Bruiserweight.
Bruiserweight. Pete Dunne.
Yeah, three Europeans portraying Mexicans. Yeah.
That's 100% accurate.
Where is Chad Gable? We need Chad Gable.
I mean, the reports say he's ready to go. They're just waiting for the right time to bring him back.
Probably the Rumble.
Maybe when Chad Gable's come back.
Oh man, that's tough. That's tough. But let's keep moving on here. We got Carmelo Hayes with his U.S. Continues his U.S. title showcase there, going up against Nakamura, who vaguely been seen. He's had that that confrontation with MFT. I forgot who it was. Is it Tama Loga? Tama. He had the stare down with him backstage and stuff.
Oh no, it's Tama Tonga.
One of the guys in MFT with the face painted that he has history with in New Japan.
Tama Tonga's been literally literally visually chasing the United States title for like a number of months now. Like, they've been having these random segments, like when Ilya Dragunov was champion.
Yeah, he's been popping
then
up
randomly would
in
cut
the
to
back.
Tama Tonga in the back, just watching him, and it's just like, okay, we're gonna do something with this. Like Lily's been visually just scoping out the title for like 2 months. Like, bro,
there's been a lot of that. Just people staring at titles.
long-term storytelling.
Like, go for it. Like, what are you waiting?
Yeah,
like
eventually get an open challenge. Do it. But Carmelo Hayes defeating Shinsuke Nakamura in an awesome match. Still showing that Shinsuke can still go and do tremendous things still in the ring. I just wish they do something with him. I don't know. But Carmelo Hayes continuing to look good there, so definitely looking forward to his next open challenge match. I love the open challenges and what they've been doing with these. And it's just been awesome. So that's all I have to say.
They honestly need to, and I don't know if Dom's coming back anytime soon, but they need to be doing the same thing with the IC title. That's the only way you're going to keep highlighting people and making sure other talent are utilized, So it should be done with both titles. I don't know, it's just the U.S. Open Challenge. It should be with the IC as well.
Now, the last update we got of Dom was on the 2nd, so that's the last update.
and Lewis, I get you. I would love if the IC title did a similar thing, but if they're both running challenges at the same time, that's when it's gonna start getting like watered down. And plus, when John Cena did it for the U.S. title, it kind of like set the precedent that, like, if you're gonna do an open challenge with the mid card titles, that the U.S. title probably would be the preferred option if you had to choose between the two. But I definitely get what you're saying.
I think what it is, mainly my thing is that Dom is a heel. He's not going to do. I wouldn't want him to do an open challenge. I would want him to weasel his way out of an open challenge, maybe piss off a couple competitors, and then maybe have a fatal 4-way. Like he cheats his way out.
I get that, but I feel like he also needs to have more matches, though. Because I feel like his last one before the injury, wasn't it just that triple threat with, like, Rusev and... Was it Sheamus? Or was it somebody else? I don't even remember.
Yeah, that triple threat?
Yeah, Rusev and Penta.
But then
he's had the highest work rate. He's been doing double duty in AAA and stuff like that. So, he's been one of the guys that I think he had the most wins. Was it last year?
Yeah.
So it's like he's been out there doing his thing, but it's just like you would want more with the IC title, what they're doing. I know that I don't even think he should be doing double duty anymore, but I don't know what they're doing with AAA. But yeah,
drop that title array. That's all you
At some point, right? At some point, he should do that. But that's it for the SmackDown side of things. Let's head over to the Raw side, where we had a great main event. Between Gunther and AJ Styles, a match ending in controversy. Gunther, as I said before, I said it in the chat, they should just queue up the Gunther like a little bit shirts. They WWE marketing,
coming.
If you're listening,
they're coming.
Just make that shirt. I haven't seen it. He hasn't worn it. Whatever the case may be, just start making those shirts. But we had a showdown there. Between those two, AJ Styles hanging tough, had the calf crusher on Gunther, and Gunther pulled a fast one on AJ Styles. That was smart how they did that, but what did you guys think about that showdown and that matchup?
That was a great main event match. I honestly hope that they take that feud and make a series out of it, like a best of 5 or something, because both those guys. Gunther is a tremendous in ring technician. AJ Styles is one of the top in the ring for a number of years, and it was like the perfect combination between them. It was a tremendous match, like Daniel said. It was very creative at the end for what they did. Reminiscent of Undertaker and Brock Lesnar from a SummerSlam a number of years ago, with the same thing, with Undertaker tapping out and the camera angle not showing it and the timekeeper ringing the bell. That was very creative that they went that route. And I also love how initially live live they didn't show him tapping. Now they had to go back to the replay and show that camera angle of him tapping out. So this is obviously going to cause a rematch between the two. Like I said, I'm hoping it's a series because like I said, both of them are tremendous in ring, and the match was very entertaining. So I'm actually looking forward to this. I'm very hopeful that that they can create this magic moving forward.
Yeah, no, for sure. AJ, like, off rip, like, showed what he can do against a larger opponent and, like, how to just, like, not let the height and factor, and that's kind of what he's known for. AJ can go with anybody, but I feel like they definitely, they did the match smart enough where it was, like, they highlighted AJ's quickness, his agility, his speed, all his in-ring ability, wrestling technician, all that type of stuff. Obviously, Gunther just trying to slap the crap out of him and chop him down because he's the bigger opponent and stuff. But I think they did a good job of highlighting both their skills and what they can do and selling for each other in like just high spots. Same as Brian, I think they did a great job with like hiding the tap, where it's just like he had him in the crash out, and it's like, why the hell did you just get up and stop it? He thinks he won.
Yeah.
Like, oh, here it comes, and then that's when you see it from the other side, and you're like, okay, this gives Gunther the win, but still keeps AJ strong, and it should be another match for sure. I want to see as much of AJ. Not saying to run him into the ground, but I want to see him, just I don't know, just keep showing how good he is, even if he doesn't get another title, which I would not be mad at. I would love it. I mean, but with his time winding down, which we don't even know when that's going to be, whether it's Mania, end of the year, whatever it might be, I just hope they keep showing what we have in AJ. So, yeah.
Yeah, AJ is one of the best all time. To see him put on another performance, he's been great. And I think they've said it before that he's had more matches in WWE and TNA. I still resonate with him in TNA and stuff like that, and being Mr. TNA and carrying that company for a long time and being a vital point of there. But in WWE, we're getting these matches where we're actually showcasing him on that level. So to see him go in there against Gunther, who is probably one of the best big man workers to work with against a smaller opponent, and use his size and strength over somebody like that, is impressive. And I think it made AJ look strong, thinking that number one, getting Gunther to tap out, because technically he did. And I think that's a nice little wrinkle to the story that they're adding, that he did get him to tap out. And AJ's like, yo, I can beat him. That's the story. Like, AJ's like, yo, I can beat him. The fact if he can get a 1-2-3 on Gunther is going to be the thing. If, Gunther's been booked so strongly, he's kind of like the new substitute Brock Lesnar in that role of terms of being booked strongly there. And again, I love Gunther's work right now. His ability in the ring, the mind game that he played with that in terms of tapping out and no one seeing it, the ref not seeing it, the camera not seeing it, all that stuff played to him, and he's being the ultimate heel and asshole right now. And it's going to be interesting because AJ's got something to work now with, and it's going to be interesting to see these guys go back and forth. So definitely looking forward to that, and hopefully we get that match. I don't know if it's the Rumble or Saturday Night's Main Event, the Chamber, whatever the case may be. They need to have a series. They need to go back and forth because if we're going to get AJ Styles at this point winding down his career, he needs to have great matches, and great matches that he can have against Gunther. Like, that's an easy opponent.
And real quick, in the day where every sport has gotten to the point where we watch replays, go back and look at the footage, when is WWE going to get it with the times and be like, hey, ref, you missed something. You didn't see that. You didn't catch that.
If they did start doing that, do you realize how many fucking scenarios in the past 70, 80 years where they could have done that shit?
Well, we would never have heel champions.
Exactly. No match. Then literally every match would be fucking reversed.
WWE has done that. Like they have done that in the past where they go to the replay and the referee comes out or the referee tells the other referee. I think Jeff
No,
Jarrett
he
did it
didn't.
to
Yeah.
China before, way back in the day. Just a whole bunch of stuff. They've done it before, but yeah, yeah, it is crazy to think how much replay and technology has gotten in. WWE has gotten away from the body cam. I don't know if
Yeah.
it was the mix up at SummerSlam or whatever happened with that, but yeah, they've gone away from that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Let's keep moving on to a bit of business here. We got Raquel Rodriguez attacking Stephanie Vaquer again, and Liv and Roxanne becoming number one contenders. Obviously, Raquel Rodriguez having this moment to speak out and state her intentions, basically heading to a showdown against Stephanie Vaquer. What did you guys make of her promo and beatdown of Stephanie again? Mhm.
That's 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks in a row where she's looked like that dominant heel that we've all been begging her to look like. Because that promo that she cut was perfect.
And there was a smile, but it was a sadistic
smile.
It's a sadistic smile.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. A sadistic one. See, I even saw the meaning behind that at first. I was just like, oh, okay. Now she must have heard all that shit I've been saying about her over the year, because now she's just flipping on me.
You know what's funny? I was watching that whole Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast, and I don't know why, like, her coming up to Michael Cole and just, him talking about her, I've known you for so long and seeing your rise, and it seems like, what's going on, like, it was, not saying it was like a Austin 316, but I feel like that was kind of like that moment for her where she's like, look at who I am, look at what I'm doing, look at, you see me here smiling, being nice, blah, 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 and no, I'm here to take now. I'm going to do what I need to do to get this title, and I think it was executed perfectly. Has Stephanie come out, just showing the belt and everything, but then boom, once again, another attack makes her look so strong, makes her look so dominant and powerful, and it's the David Goliath story. Vaquer is an amazing in-ring technician. She's a powerhouse, so it's a great story that they're actually building for once. So I hope the payoff is definitely worth it.
And it didn't take much. Just a simple attack. Just a simple attack. The simple stuff.
Crazy,
the simple things.
It's crazy how these, and I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's not that played out, but like we've seen time and time again how something like that does wonders for anybody. Anybody who's trying to get over. We saw it with Bronson Reed. We're seeing it with her now. Who else? I mean, at one point we were seeing it with Ludwig Kaiser, and it was just like, keep doing that. Like, show how dangerous these guys are. Yeah, maybe they run away, maybe they're being cowardly, but they're showing that they're dangerous. That's how you build.
Character. That's how you build these stars that can be something. Like Raquel Rodriguez has been one of the underutilized. I know she had that skin condition, the injury and stuff like that kept her out a little bit, that stopped and go her progress. But to see her now and then, number one, be on the mic like that, to have that opportunity on the mic, I think was tremendous, because a lot of the times it's like it was little jokes here or there or little sentences, or she was just backing off what the Judgment Day was doing and stuff. This is her standing out on her own and showing that she can talk, that she can be an asshole, that she can be a badass. Like, all that stuff put her into this promo, and it was like, it wasn't long. It just gave her an opportunity to showcase who she is, and I think that was something that's was desperately needed for her character. It's a different direction for her, and I think it's a good challenge for Stephanie Vaquer as well. Rather than, if we're going to have all these tag teams that are occupied in the tag team division, all the women there, this is a good way to showcase, hey, that we can give somebody else a different opportunity, and it's working in her favor for sure. So definitely happy to see that. We had Liv and Roxanne picking up the win over the Kabuki Warriors in Lyra and Bailey. What did you guys think about this? I've talked about the report before that how they're going to push Liv Morgan. What did you guys make of this pairing between her and Roxanne, and then them picking up the win?
Not too surprising. They once I saw that report as well, I just knew that like obviously that Liv is gonna get
Just win every match.
yeah, back to that power position that she was in
Essentially.
before the injury to make everybody think that the Judgment Day is going to be stronger as ever. You had that period when Liv was out, where the Judgment Day was like stagnant or less than stagnant, where you didn't know what their future was going to entail. And now she's back. I think they're trying to reestablish them as a threat, and then eventually they'll get back to the story that they initially were going to tell, which would have led to the eventual breakup. But this isn't too surprising. I just had hoped. Well, first I thought it was kind of funny and insulting that even though it was on Raw, that like I said, like we talked about like Lash and Nia, those two specifically, about how they've been factoring into the title picture, and now you got these new number one contenders, and then you forgot about them over there on SmackDown, but I definitely understand going in the direction of Liv and Roxanne. When that match occurs, which is probably going to be Saturday night's main event or on one of these upcoming episodes of Raw, it's going to be a good match.
Yeah,
That should be a good match. Go ahead, Lewis.
Yeah. Kind of the same sentiment. I mean, they look great in the match. Out of all teams, they obviously look like the obvious choice to win it because obviously, they're gunning for it. Like Liv has been saying, she never lost those titles. She had to give them up. She had to give them up to Roxanne and Raquel, so she never really lost it. But, definitely solid match. And, right now it's a building phase for them in terms of just, her being back in the ring, showing what she can do, and, just being dominant with Roxanne. So it's going to be more of that. So.
And it's heading towards a showdown with Rhea Ripley again and Io Sky. So there's that history.
I think that they used to be a tag team as well for a hot second.
So long ago. But to get that going, so that's tying into that. I was impressed by Kairi Sane in this match.
Yes.
I think she's showing a little bit more, personality, a little bit more style. I'm interested to see where they go with that. So hopefully she continues to get her shine. Ira and Bailey, they're kind of in the tag team picture. I hope they get their spot at some point as well too.
It's still crazy to think. Sorry, just real quick. It's just crazy to think, and I know I mentioned this before, how we finally have a women's tag division, but yet now we're trying to scramble and find opponents for Jade.
That's the thing. That was the thing.
I think I mentioned that in the chat. Like, you see all these teams in the women's tag team division. It's like, damn, the women's tag team division is stacked right now. Now you're looking at some of these other divisions, and you're just like, damn, they need some help. And they're like, we need some talent over here now.
We were talking about that, about the women's tag team division and stuff like that. And it's like, who's facing Stephanie back here? Like, is that why we're getting Nikki Bella?
Jade,
like, and all this stuff, it's like, okay, like, all these women can be single competitors. Not all of them have to be in the tag team division. But I understand if we're actually going to get something with the tag team division, especially with SmackDown moving to 3 hours, I think all tag teams should have some time on SmackDown for sure. But hopefully even on these goddamn PLEs. I can't remember the last time the tag team titles were on the PLE. But if they continue to do this and continue to build it right, maybe they can continue to build it towards Evolution or whatever the case may be. If they bring that back again, well, obviously I think they're going to bring it back. They should bring it back.
No. They need to. Evolution arguably was their best PLE of 2025.
Just keep bringing it back. And especially for the women, that gives them something to shoot for. You know what I mean? Like, it gives them something to actually sink their teeth into and build stories towards. So if they can continue to do that, that'll be wonderful. But yeah, I really like Kairi in that match. I don't know if that's going to head to an Asuka breakup because she took the pin. But if that ends up to be a match or something like that, or a breakup, and that pushes Kairi, because I remember when Kairi came back, she was like, she's looking for gold and stuff like that. So we'll see if that continues her trajectory towards that as well. Let's keep moving on here. CM Punk and Finn Balor to face off next week. obviously after Liv Morgan pushed Finn Balor, hey, like, you were supposed to be getting gold for the Judgment Day. What are you doing? He definitely went out there and confronted Punk. What did you guys think about their confrontation and setting up this showdown for next week's Monday Night Raw?
Welcome back to the main event, Finn Balor. About time. This is another guy that I think Lewis specifically were clamoring for Finn to finally get that opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that he's only had one world title reign is very sad. And I get it. You know, he won the world title, hurt his shoulder in the match. And then they put that, and then when Vince was in charge, they put that unreliable label on him, which was very unfair. Yeah. And then they just threw him in the mid card and pretty much just said make it work. And for the most part, he did. And then he joined when he joined the Judgment Day, we just hoped that like finally, you know, he can be presented back in the main event spotlight because Finn Balor, you know, he's so multidimensional. He's so talented. I will say that being in the Judgment Day has kind of, you know, improved his character work a lot.
Yeah.
A lot more charismatic, a lot more funnier, and I know we all clamor to have the demon come back at some point in time. But I was listening to a clip when he was on Cody's podcast, and he was pretty much talking about.
Watch that. I gotta finish that.
You got it's a good epised. But he was talking about like why he hasn't been the demon character lately, and he just felt like that. And he just felt that like the demon initially when it was introduced, he had a specific vision for it, and then it started becoming that He needs the demon in order to win, or he needs to bring out the demon for these special feuds, which is not what he wanted. He wanted the demon to be sporadic. He wanted the demon to come out and be like a surprise. I think there was a pay-per-view when he was facing Baron Corbin, and then he came out as the demon, and nobody expected it. He wanted more scenarios. He wanted more scenarios of that nature, but he felt like the demon was becoming a crutch because of it.
Yep.
He hasn't been the demon since I think like that WrestleMania match he had with Edge years ago, and like,
didn't he face Roman?
I think that was
before.
I think it was before.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was. It was Extreme Rules. Yeah, it was Extreme Rules.
Yeah, so he hasn't been the demon since, and not a lot of people even I know we do, but I know a lot of like the casual fans really don't even remember him as the demon. So. Now that we've seen him being presented back into the main event spotlight as just regular Finn Balor, I'm very happy for that. I mean, now he's gonna get a main event title match in his home country, which is something to look forward to. I just hope that this isn't one of those situations where they're just doing it because they're going to be in Ireland. I actually want a story to come out of it. Based upon the promo that Daniel said that Liv had cut on him, pretty much saying that like, you know, Judgment Day needs to be back on top. Therefore, you need to be chasing the world title. I actually hope that they make a program out of it between him and Punk.
It's definitely something. Yeah, I think it's definitely something they can carry into the Elimination Chamber if they wanted to, and especially with the shenanigans of the Judgment Day and Finn basically standing on his own and stuff like that. I think it was a good fiery promo from both guys. Punk is always going to give it fiery.
Yeah.
To see Finn stand across from him and be like, no, I'm not going to face you here tonight. I'm going to face you when I have the advantage and stuff like that. I have home field advantage and playing up to that. And I think that's a nice touch for him. And as you guys said, he's been building his character ever in Judgment Day. We've seen a funny side of Finn. We've seen a sadistic side of Finn. We've seen a selfish side of him, conniving part of him. So to see this out of Finn at this point in time is going to be very impressive to see him have this match and have this moment again, right? Because we've always thought of him as a main eventer was just figuring out the right story for him. You know, he's kind of one of the victims of the guys at the Bloodline storytelling of kind of not being able to fit into that main event picture because of that. And to finally see him get this opportunity, it's nice, man. To see him finally break out and get that moment is going to be awesome.
I really hope that either they have something planned, because I feel like for the longest time they've been telling this story with Finn, and nothing has come to fruition. Where it's like, he's got the little smirk, he's got the little like I'm playing right into this, or like, when Roxanne first came in, obviously there was that whole story with Liv that kind of fell apart when she left or got injured. But there's just been so many brief moments when he's like, was kind of like, turning things on Dom at one point, or like making little comments, and it's just like, is he
do something?
Is he ever gonna do anything? Are you gonna bring in a new member? Are you gonna like, screw this, I'm resetting the Judgment Day, everybody's out except me and whoever else I decide to bring in? It's like, there needs to be.
I thought that was going to happen at some point. He would have the Judgment Day by himself. Well, I thought that was going to be it at some point, but
yeah, and I feel like we saw it with that comment with Liz, because he did cut that promo, and then she's like, "Well, what are you doing?" He was just like, "Don't worry," but kind of like I got a plan, or like, "Oh, I'm going to get this gold."
He was literally playing video games.
No, but he said something right after Liv talked to him. Like, he kind of like smiled, and then was like, "All right, I'm gonna go do it right now."
Yeah.
I hope there's an underlying goal or something that this is leading to, and it's not just like, oh, look, he's gonna face Punk, lose, and then whatever, and then it's back to whatever the hell he was doing. So I really hope they do more with him. When did JD get hurt?
I want to say it was about like
a live event
a month or so ago. They said it was like gonna be like a, I don't know, I forget what the injury was, but they said it was supposed to be very minor. So, but
was it AAA? I have no idea.
I have no idea.
But
when he got hurt, but
yeah, hopefully it's big things for Finn Balor going forward, and hopefully maybe that's where JD makes his reappearance.
That's probably exactly what's gonna happen. That's probably where he's gonna return.
Yeah, or the
where else? Where else? Might as well. Ireland.
Yeah, like that would be dope if he can help. And I know people said this. They had the overseas. I was talking with some other people, and they were sitting there saying, the overseas they had Drew win the title. Is there a chance Finn Balor wins the title here?
As surprising.
CM Punk has been the champion since when? SummerSlam? No, not SummerSlam. When did he beat Seth? No, he won it. I don't remember.
Nah, when he when Seth gave it up and he won it at that what was it, Saturday Night's Main Event
against Jey Uso in the tournament. Yep. There we go.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know.
I think that was in what maybe October, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe this.
He's been champion for a number of months. I mean, if you really want to surprise people and then kind of somewhat kick off this road to WrestleMania with so much uncertainty, put the title on Finn Balor. That would be very, very interesting.
That'll be crazy. That'll be crazy. But we'll see what happens with that next week. Let's keep moving on. We got Braun Breakker suspended.
No.
It was Bronson Reed and Austin Theory taking on Penta and Dragon Lee in a good matchup. But Braun Breakker went psycho and took out crazy spear on what was that, Dragon Lee. Took him out his shoes there. What do you guys think about this and him actually making contact with Adam Pearce? Or Adam Pearce, as Paul Heyman said, you made contact with him first. What did you guys think about that whole interaction? Mm-hmm.
Okay, so do we know if Dragon Lee is still breathing right now?
That was a great speech.
I mean, dead ass. Is he still breathing?
He's literally in 2 pieces at the hospital.
They better have given that man a bonus, because that camera angle showing how this dude was in a full sprint, he legit was going full speed the entire way.
Let me just say this. For them to catch that on social media of him running from all the way from the back, all the way to make that tackle with the drone and stuff like that, I'm like, where's the kayfabe?
And the crazy thing about it is, he was already going so fast in the beginning, and then when he got closer, he went even faster. And I'm like,
yeah.
I need to go back I need to go back and actually watch when Pierce gets in his face, and I'm like, where is the part where he actually does put his hands on Braun? Because I didn't really see it. So I don't know if it was after he gave, who was it? After he gave Penta the spear, or after he gave Phoenix the second spear. But I need to go back and see like where he's talking about actually putting his hands on him. So, I mean, hey, this is hyping up Braun. You know, it's still keeping him in the main event scene, you know, still making him look like a badass, and that's all we can hope for, especially after losing clean like that. So,
right. So you know what this is gonna lead to, right? I mean, he's quote unquote suspended, but he won't really be suspended. Like, like he's still gonna be randomly appearing
on Raw, like Drew when he got suspended.
Yeah,
and then Paul Heyman will probably like he said to Adam Pearce, they're like, yeah, well, you provoked him. You put your hands on him first. So as a result, now you ain't gonna have you're not gonna have a show. Braun Breakker is just gonna show up and just.
I think this is. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how long Adam Pearce has been the Raw GM. The Raw GM.
Seems like for years.
Is this
like three years now, something like that?
It's been a while. I'm wondering if they're hinting at a change. Maybe him getting in the ring. That's potentially, I think, probably could be happening. I know they did that. I know they did that in the pandemic with when Roman had him in the ring and stuff like that. But
let's just have the laptop come back.
I'm sorry, but I want to see Nick Aldis in the ring first before I see.
That is very true.
I want to see Magnus again. I remember the TNA days. Yeah, I want to see Magnus.
I want to see that. I remember the NWA days. But just thinking about it, it's just like I'm wondering if this is leading towards a change or something, because it's like we haven't seen a guy get physical like that in a while, right? Like we haven't seen this confrontation between a GM and a wrestler in a long time. There's something here. They're playing an angle. I know maybe they're trying to keep him away from Punk at the moment, but something's happening. Something has to happen. I don't know what it is, but something is definitely happening between these two. It's going to be interesting. Obviously, the Vision have been running rampant over Raw. The de facto LWO, if you want to call them, I guess, standing up to them is going to obviously be a showdown between them. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. Obviously, it's going to be six-man tag after six-man tag, but maybe this is where Rey Fenix comes in, because the Vision do have 4 people. I don't know, but something has to happen. I don't know. But, it's going to be interesting what they do. I don't know what they're planning, but to see Adam Pearce get that jacked up and they actually push that to the edge they did, it's going to be interesting to see where they're going with that one. It's going to be interesting to see what they go with that one. Did you guys have AEW notes? Anything you guys want to talk about AEW?
I mean, as compared to last week, I mean, it's pretty much just been this same old. I mean, I saw on Dynamite tonight they're really pushing this whole idea with Kenny Omega eventually returning to the world title picture after being out of it for the most part of 2025. They had a segment with him, Hangman, and Swerve in the ring, pretty much showing how all 3 of them have the same goal of going after the AEW world title. I think, Lewis, you had talked about it last week about how, with MJF being champion right now and how there's such a myriad of challengers now outside of those three. There's so many other guys that you can just throw in there.
Yeah, I think he's facing Bandito.
He had a title match against Bandito tonight. So the Ring of Honor World Champion, whatever that means anymore.
We'll see what picking up, because I don't think they have anything. Maybe they'll do some specials, but I think it's Revolution in March, and then
something like that.
Their next pay per view is a ways
for a little bit.
So they got some booking to do. So we'll see if they can able to continue those stories. I think they might do some specials and stuff like that. But we'll see what happens continuing in the wrestling world. I think next week, Saturday night's main event, and then we got the Rumble following up on that.
Yeah, and I just wanted to add one more thing, Daniel. I guess so on Collision, they did a package of a Mercedes. I guess apparently Mercedes Moné is taking a break after losing the
Sabbatical.
TBS title. It's like a sabbatical. I mean, what is she? What are we at now? Was it 9? I think it's still 9,
something like that.
8 or 9. But see, this is where Daniel was kind of right because it's like. She lost the TBS title, which was the most important title. So now she's lost that title. It's kind of just like, okay, if she has another 8 or 9 titles, you're really kind of just thinking like, okay, does it matter? because the most important one out of that whole bunch is gone.
No, they all matter, Dan. I mean Brian and Dan. They all matter. All right.
Just been saying,
prestige.
Do they matter?
I just thought she was going to lose all of them, and then the TBS title was just going to be the last one, and then she was going to have nothing. Then it would have made sense. But the most important one out of the bunch is gone. Now it's like the other. Now it's like the other.
It's the downfall. So her losing that one first. Well, I think she actually lost other ones before that one.
Yeah, no, she lost a couple.
I wonder how much.
Like 2 or 3 before that, and I feel like this is just like the. She's gonna have the Baron Corbin one, like he won and then he goes down.
I'm wondering that's the thing I want to see with her character, how crazy she's gonna get and how paranoid she's gonna get. Didn't she have Camille with her?
Yeah, something like that.
See, you brought up Camille. Oh my god.
But I'm just like, it's just going to be funny to see her storyline going forward with Mercedes, because it's just like how crazy she's going to get. Is she going to, not the Young Bucks route, but like that last title she's going to be holding on to, like, oh my God, like, is it going to get to that point? But it's going to be interesting to see what happens with her on that end. But again, we're a week out from Saturday night's main event. We are going to be overseas still, so early Raws, I like them. That has been the benefit of these. These been the benefits of these shows. They come on early.
These early shows is perfect in the middle of the workday.
We're going to be doing that with the Royal Rumble coming on at 12. So definitely some things getting you. We're on the road to the Royal Rumble, and I know some people have been like, it isn't WrestleMania, it isn't Royal Rumble season, and all this other stuff. But it's like, I'm happy that they're not doing. I'm entering the Royal Rumble. I'm entering the. I'm glad they're not doing that. So,
Daniel, we still got a couple of weeks. Just watch.
last week,
everybody in the
watch. You're gonna see a couple people. I'm qualifying for the Royal Rumble, and I'm gonna win. You're gonna see. It never fails. They do it every single year.
Oh man, we'll see what happens. We're going to be kicking up the road to the Royal Rumble, and we'll see what happens with it. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for viewing. As always, thanks to you guys. And remember, people, always kick out on 2. Until next time.